Hello, students. We are in the last chapter of supply chain management, and in this chapter, we are going to learn about ERP, Markov chain, inventory control, and Pareto's law. So, all contemporary issues and theories, models, etc., relating to the software integration, we are going to learn in this chapter. So, let us begin with the enterprise resource planning. Now, what things we are going to study in this particular chapter is based on certain premises, and these premises are uh, we have to study about the operating system in SCM, which will comprise of ERP and Markov chain, and also inventory control, in which we are going to learn about the role and importance of inventory control and Pareto's law of inventory. Okay, so when it comes to the operating system, we are going to discuss the ERP in detail. Now, let us understand what these things are actually. So, what is we can say ERP? Before understanding ERP, let us understand what is enterprise. Now, enterprise is a group of people with common goal which has certain resources at its disposal to achieve this particular goal. And in traditional approach, the organization is divided into different departments or nits based on the function they perform. So, what is an enterprise? It is the association of people who are coming together to achieve a common objective. And in order to achieve the common objective, they are being processing the work and dividing the work amongst themselves, and then they start the departmentalization, or you can say the nets are divided between them. So, what happens that in this process they perform certain functions, and based on the performance of certain functions, what they are going to do, let us see. So we have enterprise which is dividing itself into different functions, and these departments are being based on IT and support, sales and marketing, finance and accounting, human resource, R&D, production and operations, customer service. So while we are studying the 5 M's of management, also we make it a point that we divide this 5 M's into men, money, machine, material, market. So at that particular time, the man becomes human resource, money becomes financial resource, the market becomes marketing department, marketing resources, and so on so forth. Also, when we talk about the material, it becomes production. So these are the parameters, or these are the basis on which these nits or the departments are being categorized. Starting with sales and marketing, obviously finance and accounting will be required, human resource people will be running that organization. You will require from time to time the support of research and development wings. You will also have the production and operation team, customer services department will be there, and IT and support infrastructure will be required. And this way, if we start thinking about the enterprises, these departments function in isolation and have their own systems of data collection and analysis. Now these departments, when they are categorized or when they are being classified into different we can say specialization, they work in totality amongst themselves, so they are being isolated from other departments because they have their own ways of processing the data. So in enterprise way, what we why do we call it enterprise way? The entire organization is considered as systems and departments are considered as subsystems. So whensoever we narrate this particular name, or we go with the nomenclature enterprise, what we have to understand that organization becomes the big system under which there are certain subsystems known as departments, and what other is doing and what they are doing have to be totally in coordination with each other so that they can move towards a common goal. So if the information that is generated is accurate, timely, relevant, then the systems will go a long way in helping organization to reap its benefits or realize its goals. So whatever the information, whatever the process, whatever the work is generated, if they are these things are done in a time spirit, we can say team spirit and coordination and integration, we can say that organization will realize its goal. So what happens that you have to do amalgamation of all the factors of production, and the organization has to operate as a close knit function, using the resources effectively, efficiently and economically. So goals will be what to be, when we talk about planning, what to be done, why, where to be done, why to be done, who is to do it, how to do it, what to do it at that particular time. What happens that this enterprise is taken as the, you can say, basic consensus or a basic thing on which, you can say, totality thing on which the planning is done. So what this enterprise resource planning is doing, ARP integrates the information system of an organization and automates most of the functions. So all the information coming from all the departments are being collaborated and are being automated, and these are operating as a central information, and activities supported by ERP system include all core functions of organization, including financial resources, human resources, you can say marketing and operations. So ERP is doing what? In ERP is facilitating the central information system by the way of using certain softwares, certain machines which are automating this entire system, and this particular information, all these information are being coordinated to various departments with the help of technology, we can say. So that is something the gist of enterprise resource planning. So what happens that enterprise resource planning is the business process management software that allows the organization to use the system of integrated application to manage the business, automate many back office functions relating to technology, services, and human resources. ERP software integrates all the facets of operation, including production planning, product planning, development, manufacturing, sales, and marketing. So if we see all these functions, like all these facets, like product planning, development, manufacturing, sales, marketing, all these are coming somewhere in the upstream and downstream supply chain management. So what is this ERP doing? ERP is such a software that allows an organization to integrate all the information and application from everywhere, every function of the organization, and they are operating via this closed system, including production, marketing, manufacturing, sales, and other logistics activities. So this way we can say that ERP becomes a ERP facilitates the single integrated system in the organization, which makes the integration of all supply chain practices. So also when we talk about the ERP system definition, this would be set of software applications that organize, define, standardize the business processes necessary to effectively plan and control an organization. And essentially ERP application are the computer model of your business, embodying the products and processes, information flow, procedures, and relationship between functions and activities. So far and so forth, what we have considered ERP as a system integration, ERP you can say as a supply chain integration, ERP wherein your all functions and activities, when they comes in the form of processes and production, when it comes in the form of information flow or relationship, this particular these applications are the computer model of your business. Now example we can talk about here is the software package that provides both payroll and accounting functions could technically be considered on ERP software packages. So vis-a-vis when we talk about about the human resource management, and when we talk about the compensation and paying the you can say involving the payroll and accounting functions, we can technically say that ERP software package is definitely helpful, where it is coordinating the entire, you can say, organization by including all the functions which are related with the accounts and payroll. And also talking about the other areas where this ERP system could be implemented, it comes to inventory, to production, to accounting, to HR, to delivery, we can say to sales, by god, and engineering, production planning, and purchases. So this way we can say that all in all, R&D, all and all things comes under this ERP network. So how do ERP system work? So let us first see this particular diagram, wherein we have the central database as a central information system, from which the integration has been done, or we can say the things are coming from various other departments like sales and delivery application, service application, human resource management application, inventory and supply chain application, manufacturing application, financial application, and reporting application. So this way, when we talk about the sales and delivery application, it is more or less relating to the distribution and marketing aspect. So we can say Salesforce and customer service representatives are working here. When we talk about the reporting application, they are largely coming from managers and stakeholders. So we can say the central database is also receiving the information from managers and stakeholders. When we talk about the human resource management, it is has to do away with the central information system and the employees. So we have human resource management application. And when we talk about the manufacturing application, we do have the back office administration, suppliers, and workers. Likewise, we always spoke about the suppliers, where we are connecting with the suppliers, the inputs and raw materials are coming. So we have manufacturing application. So this way, this particular whole diagram is drawing our attention towards the central database, which is integration of all the functions into single software system, which is actually coordinating the functions of all facets of the organization. Also, when we talk about an ERP example before ERP, so what we will see in this particular diagram is uh, so we can see this particular diagram, in which we can see that sales department, customers, warehouses, inventory files, purchasing files, accounts file, accounting, everything is working in isolation. But why do we require ERP? Because it is the ERP which is connecting all the dots. What dots? It is connecting the purchasing with, we can say, production, vendor department, vendor areas, that is the sourcing areas. It is connecting your warehouses with the inventory parts. It is connecting your customers with the sales department. So this way, the integration will happen if you use something called as the ERP system. After ERP, what we can see? So after ERP, we can see that how this coordination takes place with the help of the software. We have vendors on one place. Now order is placed with the vendors from the purchasing department. This purchasing department is also been associated or been related with the database, which supplies the information to the central database. From central database, the order is being submitted to purchasing, and purchasing record orders are done in the database, which ultimately goes in the accounting department, that certain bills and invoices are received against purchase order. And then these things, when received, the books entries are made also in the inventory, whensoever inventory arises against the purchase order. And then from we can say from the database itself, it is known fact that we had been receiving all the you can say inputs, and manufacturing is being started, and the things goes into the sales department, because these inventory data, after receiving the inventory in the form of you can say raw material, they are being processed, and then the things are being connected dots with the sales department, and the sales department is receiving the orders from the customers. And this way, if we talk about the bullwhip view of supply chain management, we always have considered the demand management in the supply chain management. So what is demand management? Once the customers are placing order, the sales department is having this particular record. Sales department is forecasting certain things based on the receipt of the orders of the customers. Before receiving orders also, forecasting is done. So the sales department is in good position to manage the information with the other department, which is supplied to the database, central database. And this central database is connecting with itself the purchase department, warehouse department, and accounting, and all things are taking place in proper coordination with the help of ERP, we can say. So an ideal ERP system, when we talk about, is the single database, is when the single database is utilized and contains all the data for various software modules. And these software modules will be manufacturing, financials, human resources, supply chain management, projects, customer relationship management, data warehouses. Now manufacturing, this will include engineering, capacity, workflow management, quality control, bill of material, manufacturing process. Financial, this will include accounts payable, accounts receivable, fixed assets, general ledger, cash management. Human resources will obviously consider the benefit, training, payroll, time and attendance, performance appraisal records. Supply chain management will carry it with itself the inventory management, supply chain planning, supplier scheduling, claim processing, order entry, purchasing. Projects will obviously curtail itself into costing, billing, activity management, time and expense. CRM will be related to the Salesforce automation, customer contact, call center support system. And data warehouses will be somewhere where you get entire access to the data coming from the customers, suppliers and employees. So major reason why people adopt for this particular integrated system software, because it integrate financial information, it integrate customer order information, it is standardized and speed up operations processes, and it reduces the inventory evils, like you don't have to maintain the buffer stock, or you can't you will be in position to have the proper forecasting from the market. So your JIT concept, that is just in time concept, will be articulated in a very nice way. Standardized human resource information. And why do this ERP system has evolved? Because we know since 30 years we are using all these softwares, wherein we are doing all kinds of you can say MRP1 and MRP2 system. Now what is this MRP? Major portion of MRP is related to planning and inventory control, materials management, manufacturing resource planning, and then we have enterprise resource planning. So previously when ERP was not involved, it was totally considered as the area which required the inventory control. Then came the area material management or material control. Then came the era of manufacturing resource planning, wherein all the components of manufacturing resources relating to production, scheduling, activity control were taking place. And then we came to the ERP, where we are connecting the dots, not only from manufacturing area but also from finance, engineering, sales and marketing, and human resources. So inventory control, what is inventory control? It is the supervision of supply, storage and accessibility of items in order to ensure an adequate supply without excessive oversupply. So what is inventory control? To maintain the optimum level of inventory, which is neither short neither excess of anything. So we do inventory control based on the forecasting, based on the demand coming from the market. How is this possible? This is also possible only because we have central database system which is ensured, which is being facilitated by ERP system. And when we do material requirement planning, what kind of material are required? Because material requirement planning is computerized inventory control and production planning system for generating purchase orders and work orders of material components and sub assemblies. So whensoever we are going with the production concept, so in under production or manufacturing, we would require raw material, we would require sub assemblies, we will require inputs. Now this particular software which is involving the material requirement planning, it is the computerized inventory control system in which the production planning is done in such a way that it is automatically generating the purchase order and work orders which are required in the form of material components and sub assembly. Why so? Because they are getting the central database information updated regularly by the manufacturing department. So we call it as the manufacturing resource planning. So manufacturing resource planning is the expansion of MRP only, and manufacturing resource planning too helps to plan all the resources necessary for manufacturing, including financials, including feedback loops, including the marketing plans. So today ERP is the foundation of all domestic and global supply chain operations, supporting mostly all the areas in daily operations. So we can say ERP is a source of competitive advantage. So why do we require ERP under SCM? Because it has advantages, direct and indirect benefits. Direct advantages will be improved efficiency, information integration for better decision making, faster response time to customer queries. Indirect benefits include better corporate image, improved customer goodwill, customer satisfaction. So some of the benefits can be quantitative, some while others may be qualitative. These are the tangible benefits of ERP: inventory reduction, inventory carrying cost reduction, reduction of lead time, personal reduction, cycle time reduction, दैट इज मैन्युफैक्चरिंग साइकिल, लीड टाइम, मार्केट में जब भी आप लोग अपने प्रोडक्ट्स बेचते हो, जब भी आपको ऑर्डर मिलता है, ऑर्डर बेचते हो, उसके बीच का टाइम, प्रोडक्टिविटी इंप्रूवमेंट्स, अदर मैनेजमेंट इंप्रूवमेंट्स, फाइनेंशियल क्लोज साइकिल रिडक्शन, आईटी कॉस्ट रिडक्शन, प्रोक्योरमेंट कॉस्ट रिडक्शन, cash management improvements, revenue profit improvements, reduced quality cost, improved resource mobilization, transportation logistic cost reduction, maintenance reduction, on time delivery improvement. And intangible benefits, you have good corporate image, you have better customer satisfaction, you have information integration, you have flexibility in business operations, you have better business performance, you have supply chain integration, you can analyze properly, you can plan adequately, you can have new and improved business processes. So this way, when we talk about enterprise resource planning, we can see the notes part also, because notes part largely is been made from this particular we can say notes when it comes to supply chain integration. So we have ERP as a system which is the flow of information between all business function that we have seen through slides, and ERP run on the variety of network hardware and network configuration, that also we have seen. What things comes under its control, like manufacturing, scheduling, workflow management, quality management, all these things we have seen in these slides. Goal of ERP also we have seen, that is to integrate the business processes, business operations. It will involve marketing, sales, human resource management under around a single information system. And particularly it started with the MRP, and then ERP nomenclature has originated. So implementation, when we talk about implementation, it will involve software system. Second, it will be basic one agenda application which will be involving everything coming from the supply chain partners, customers and suppliers. And this way we can say that ERP is being viewed as the application, it is viewed as the software system wherein the attempt is being made to coordinate all the supply chain functions, right from the upstream business to downstream business. So when we are seeing the slide, what we will realize that very first lectures when we have done the SCM process, where we have seen that how the things takes place, starts with the vendor, it ends with the consumer. So we have upstream business, we have downstream business, we have material flow on one hand, we have information and money flow on other hand. So all these system, when they are coordinated with each other with the help of software, that we considered as, we can say, the ERP system. Previously it was only considered, ERP was known as only material resource planning or manufacturing resource planning, but slowly and gradually it is covering entire thing in the supply chain management. So in notes part we have ERP, we have seen the, for detailing we have seen the PPT also, we have discussed in detail. Then we will consider, we will discuss the Markov chain. Then comes the inventory control and its importance, and lastly we will also study about the Pareto's law of inventory. So we have four subtopics in under this particular chapter, which revolves around, you can say, operating systems in SCM, and it has a way to do with the inventory control, and also the contemporary things like Markov chain and Pareto's law is being taught in this particular chapter. So talking about the PPT again, we'll see. So we have enterprise coming in, we have the areas of enterprise, departmentalization, ERP definition, we have ERP example in the form of software package, we have areas which are being centralized to into one particular system in ERP, how this ERP work, that we have seen through this diagram. Before ERP and after ERP also we have considered the subsystems when they are being coordinated. Ideal ERP system, which is starting with manufacturing, including financial, human resource, supply chain management projects, CRM, data warehouse. Main reasons, how it evolved, we have seen that it was first material management, then it became manufacturing resource planning, and then we have enterprise resource planning in 2000 decade. More or less it starts with inventory control, it comes to material requirement planning, it goes to manufacturing requirement planning, and then today we have ERP as such. Benefits, tangible benefits, intangible benefits. The question expected in the examination: what is ERP, what are its elements? So while considering the elements, we have to talk about the application system, we have to talk about the system integration, we have to talk about the software, we have to talk about the supply chain integration management. Also, the short notes will be ERP elements. Next lecture we'll discuss Markov chain and its application in SCM.